I'm about to ask you one simple question, and your answer is going to reveal something about your personality that most people don't even realize about themselves. Sounds crazy, right? But here's the thing. The foods you're willing to give up say more about who you are than the foods you love. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand yourself better than most people ever will. Here's how this works. I'm going to give you 6 ingredients: coffee, chocolate, sugar, potato, salt, and butter. You have to pick one to never eat or drink again. Forever. Gone from your life completely. Now, most people hear this and immediately panic. They start thinking about their morning routine, their favorite snacks, their comfort meals. But that panic? That's your personality talking. The one you choose to cut tells me exactly how your brain works, what you value most, and what secretly drives every decision you make. So pick your answer right now. Don't overthink it. Go with your gut. Got it? Good. Let's see what it means. If you chose coffee, here's what that says about you. You're the calm one, the person everyone else looks at during a crisis and thinks, how are they not freaking out right now? Most people are completely addicted to the rush. They need that hit of energy first thing in the morning just to feel normal. They can't start their day without it. They can't function without it. They've built their entire routine around a cup of caffeine. But you looked at that list and said, I don't need a crutch. That's not a small thing. That tells me you're someone who trusts their own energy. You don't need outside help to show up and perform. You run on your own fuel. And here's the crazy part. People who give up coffee are almost always the ones others depend on. Think about it. While everyone else is running around looking for their next fix, you're already locked in, steady, focused. You don't have highs and crashes. You just have one gear and it works. But here's something most people miss about you. That calmness isn't weakness, it's control. You figured out something that most people never will. You don't need to be wired to be sharp. You don't need to be buzzing to be productive. You just need to be present. And that's rare. If you said chocolate, pay close attention. You're the logical one, the thinker, the person who makes decisions with their head, not their heart. Most people are emotional decision makers. They pick what feels good in the moment. They chase comfort. They grab the thing that gives them that little hit of happiness, even when they know it's not the best choice. But you looked at chocolate and thought, I can live without that. That tells me something powerful about you. You don't let feelings run your life. And here's what's interesting. People who give up chocolate tend to be incredibly disciplined in other areas too. You're probably the person who finishes what they start, the one who doesn't need a reward to keep going. While everyone else needs a treat to get through a hard day, you just get through it. But here's the part that might surprise you. Your biggest strength is also your blind spot. Because you're so logical, sometimes people think you're cold. They think you don't care. But that's not true at all. You care deeply. You just don't show it the way most people expect. You show it by solving problems, by being reliable, by being the person who actually follows through. That's your version of love, and it's more valuable than most people realize. If you chose sugar, this is going to hit different. You're the disciplined one, the person with more willpower than anyone in the room, and most people don't even see it. Here's why this choice is so telling. Sugar is in everything. It's in your drinks, your sauces, your bread, your snacks. Giving it up means giving up the most. It means you're willing to sacrifice more than anyone else to stick to your decision. Most people can't do that. They say they want change, but they pick the easiest path every time. They give up the thing that costs them the least. But you went straight for the hardest choice. That tells me you don't cut corners. Not in your food, not in your work, not in your relationships. When you commit to something, you go all in. And here's the part nobody tells you. People with this kind of discipline intimidate others. Not because you're scary, because you remind them of what they're not doing. When you say no to something everyone else says yes to, it holds up a mirror. And most people don't like what they see. But that's not your problem. Your discipline is your superpower. Don't let anyone make you feel weird for having standards that most people can't keep up with. If you pick potato, you're the creative one. And I know that sounds random, so let me explain. Potatoes are the most adaptable food on the planet. Fries, mashed, baked, chips, soup, hash browns. They become whatever you need them to be. And the fact that you're willing to give that up tells me something huge. You don't need versatility from the outside because you already have it on the inside. Most people cling to things that are flexible and easy. They want options. They want backup plans for their backup plans. They're scared of being locked into one path. But you're not like that. You looked at the most versatile ingredient on the list and said, I don't need it. That's confidence. That's someone who knows they can adapt to anything without a safety net. And here's the cool part. People who give up potato are usually the ones who come up with ideas nobody else thinks of. They're problem solvers, not the kind who follow a manual, the kind who throw the manual away and figure it out themselves. You probably hate doing things the normal way. You'd rather build something weird that works than copy something boring that everyone else is doing. That's not a flaw. That's a gift. The world has enough people following recipes. It needs more people making up their own. If you chose salt, you need to hear this. You're the peacekeeper, the one who would rather keep things smooth than make things perfect. And here's why. Salt makes everything better. It's the one ingredient that improves every single dish. Giving it up means you're willing to live with less flavor, less intensity, less sharpness in your life. And that tells me something about how you handle people. Most people are constantly adding drama to their lives. They need conflict. They need intensity. They need everything to be a big deal all the time. But you're the opposite. You'd rather have things be a little bland than a little chaotic. You pick peace over perfection every single time. And that makes you incredibly rare. And here's the part most people miss. You're not boring. People might think that because you avoid conflict. They might think you don't have opinions or that you don't care enough to fight. But that's completely wrong. You care so much about the people around you that you'd rather sacrifice your own experience than make someone else uncomfortable. That takes more strength than most people will ever understand. But here's something you need to remember. Your needs matter too. You spend so much time keeping everything smooth for everyone else that sometimes you forget to add flavor to your own life. Don't let your peace come at the cost of your happiness. If you said butter, here's your truth. You're the honest one, the person who values substance over style. Think about what butter does. It makes everything richer, smoother, more comfortable. It's the easy path to making things taste good, and you just gave it up. Most people love the shortcut. They want things to feel easy and luxurious. They want the smooth version of everything. But you looked at that and said, I don't need the easy way. I'm fine with things being a little rough, a little real. That tells me you're someone who would rather have an honest conversation than a comfortable lie. You'd rather hear the hard truth than a sweet compliment that means nothing. And here's the powerful part. People who give up butter are usually the most trustworthy people in any room. Because you don't need things to be coated and softened. You can handle life without the extra layer. When you say something, you mean it. When you show up, it's real. You're not performing. You're not putting on a show. You're just being yourself. And that's enough. That kind of honesty is magnetic. People might not always love what you say, but they always trust it. And trust is worth more than being liked. Here's what this all really means. Your choice wasn't random. It came from somewhere deep inside you. The thing you're willing to lose shows what you're not afraid to live without. And that reveals what you actually depend on, what you truly value, and how you move through the world. Most people never think about this stuff. They just react to life. But you just sat here and learned something real about yourself. That puts you ahead of most people already. Now, here's what I want you to do. Drop your answer in the comments right now. Tell me which ingredient you chose and whether the description matched. I read every single comment, and I love seeing how accurate these are. Also, send this video to someone and don't tell them what it's about. Just say, pick one ingredient, and watch their face when the description hits. If this video made you think differently about yourself, smash that like button and subscribe. I make videos like this every week, ones that help you understand yourself and the people around you better. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.